Most men never hear what's actually being said. They hear the words, but miss the deeper message, the emotional. Morse code hidden behind a playful smirk, a joking tone, or a quick compliment that seems harmless. But what if I told you women have a secret vocabulary, a coded way of expressing sexual interest that flies under the radar because it has to? Society trains women to suppress open desire, to maintain an image, to avoid judgment. So instead of saying, "I want you," she wraps it in something soft, disguised. But if you know what to listen for, you'll never misread a signal again. You'll see the invitation behind the smile, the desire beneath the deflection. This isn't about pickup lines. It's about understanding how women communicate when they're turned on, but don't want to make it too obvious. Here are the 9 phrases women use when they're ready but hiding it behind a velvet curtain of plausible deniability. Let's decode them one by one. She says it like a warning, but what it really is a confession. When a woman says "you're trouble," what she's really doing is testing her own self-control. She feels a tension around you, an unspoken pull, but instead of owning it outright, she labels it playfully. Why? Because if she frames you as danger, then anything that happens next is your fault. That's the unspoken game. This phrase means I am already thinking about things I probably shouldn't do with you. It's not about being bad. It's about making her feel something electric. She's not complimenting your looks. She's confessing her lack of resistance. And that, my friend, is power. StoicEdge, don't explain, don't joke it away, just smile. Let her sit in the discomfort of her own arousal. That tension is where attraction lives. You think it's just hygiene. She thinks it's intimacy. Scent is primal. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to the animal brain. When a woman comments on your scenty, especially in a setting where she had to lean in to notice, she's acknowledging that her body is responding to yours. She's saying without saying, "I want to be close enough to breathe you in." It's not about the cologne, it's about the chemistry. The fact that she's tuned into your scent means her subconscious is evaluating you on a biological level, your compatibility, your testosterone, your emotional tone. Most men overlook this line. They say thanks and move on. Don't. StoicEdge reply with nothing but eye contact. Let the silence amplify the intimacy. She'll feel it in her chest. This is the paradox phrase. On the surface, it sounds like resistance, like she's putting on the brakes, but underneath it's an admission. A disclaimer, a shield she uses to protect herself from judgment, especially her own. When a woman says this, she's already made up her mind. She's giving herself permission to step outside her usual pattern because you're different. She wants you to know this isn't routine. You're not just another guy. She's crossing her own line voluntarily, and she needs to say this to justify what she's about to do. StoicEdge, don't question it. Don't reassure her. Accept it with quiet confidence. Let her know through your energy that this moment is safe, but it's not innocent. This is a window. She's giving you a socially acceptable excuse to keep the night going without risking being called easy. If she wanted to leave, she would. She could have yawned, checked her phone, glanced toward the door, but she didn't. Instead, she verbalized the time to acknowledge the late hour, and then added, "But this is fun," to hand you the steering wheel. She's inviting you to lead. To say, "Let's take this somewhere quieter," or "Want to stay for one more drink?" This isn't flirtation anymore, it's logistics. She's halfway to yes. All she needs now is for you to not flinch. StoicEdge, lead calmly. Move with certainty, not nervousness. This is about resonance, not risk. She's already decided, now she wants to know if you have the backbone to follow through. This is not small talk. This question is layered with subtext. She's not asking because she's curious about your zip code. She's calculating proximity, access, possibility, discretion. When a woman is attracted to you, this question is a soft probe. It says, "If I let this go further, will it be easy to act on it?" She doesn't want to suggest it outright, but she's planting a seed. And the way you respond tells her everything. If you get nervous, joke it off. Or answer too literally, she'll feel your uncertainty. But if you hold your frame, smile, and say something like close enough, while letting your body language suggest more, that's when the air gets heavy. Stoic edge, never chase, never oversell. Let your energy say what your words don't. It's the mystery that makes it magnetic. This is not a rhetorical question. It's a threshold, a moment where she's balancing on the line between her projected image and the parts of herself she's ready to reveal. She wants you to see beyond the surface. When a woman says this, what she's actually testing is, can you see the fire beneath the softness? She's tired of being treated like the good girl, and she's inviting you to recognize her complexity. She's letting you know she wants you to see her as sexual, passionate, uninhibited, but on her terms. She's not saying I am innocent, she's saying I'm not. And I hope you're man enough to know it without me having to spell it out. Stoic edge. Don't react with shock, laughter, or reassurance. Look her in the eyes and say something like, I never assumed you were. Let your gaze hold steady. That's acknowledgement without judgment. And it builds trust fast. Men hear this line and feel confused. They wonder, is this good or bad? Let me make it simple. It's very good. This line means you've broken a pattern inside her. Women meet the same guy over and over again, different names, same energy. Polished charm, predictable compliments, boring confidence. But when she says you're different, it means something about you doesn't match her mental database. You're not needy. You're not performing. You're not afraid of silence or eye contact or walking away. You're unpredictable in a way that excites her and unnerves her at the same time. This is often the moment when a woman starts mentally picturing what it would feel like to be alone with you, how your energy would translate physically. Stoic edge, don't confirm her observation. Live it. Don't say, yeah, I'm not like other guys, that ruins it. Just nod slightly as if to say, I know. That quiet confidence sinks in deep. This one is a final test. It's the point where the energy between you has escalated. The tension is thick. The signs are all there, but nothing explicit has happened yet. She's giving you the last piece of the puzzle. She's not asking you to recite your plans. She's not asking for details. What she's doing is handing you the lead. So what now? Really means, do you know how to lead this moment without asking for permission? Because if you freeze here, hesitate, overthink, or ask her what she wants to do, you've broken the spell. The tension you built collapses into awkwardness. But if you respond with a calm suggestion, a confident movement, or even a simple "I'll show you," while standing up and offering your hand, she'll follow. Not because you forced anything, but because she's been waiting for you to own the moment. Stoic edge. The stoic man doesn't fumble when energy shifts. He seals it, and then steps forward, not aggressively but deliberately. That's what most men never do. This one is the most misinterpreted phrase in male history. You hear it and think game over, but you couldn't be more wrong. Let's decode this. When a woman brings up sex unprovoked, it's not a rejection, it's a reveal. She's already imagined it. The very fact that the word sex tonight left her lips means the idea is alive in her body. But she wants to maintain control over the narrative. She doesn't want to feel rushed. She doesn't want to be perceived a certain way. She doesn't want to hand over her power too easily. This phrase is her way of saying, don't pressure me, but yes, I've considered it. It's preemptive, protective, but paradoxically, it's also revealing. Your reaction to this phrase is everything. If you act disappointed, she'll feel judged. If you get defensive, she'll feel unsafe. If you say of course and remain present, calm, centered, she'll feel something rare. Stoic edge. True power is restraint. If you hold the line here with no resentment, no pushback, you tell her I want you, but I don't need to prove anything. That's when most women crumble quietly and let the walls fall. Bonus phrase. I never do this. This is the phrase that follows her decisions, not her intentions. It's not a green light, it's the sound of tires squealing after the U-turn has already been made. If she says this after intimacy or right before, it's not to convince you, it's to comfort herself. She's trying to protect her ego, her image, her story. She wants to be understood, not just touched. She wants to feel like this meant something, even if it was spontaneous. So when she says, "I never do this," the worst thing you can do is respond with cockiness. Don't say, "Sure you don't," or anything that hints at disbelief. Instead, ground her. Let her know you see her. StoicEdge, look her in the eyes and say, "I didn't ask you to." Then pull her closer. No need for more words, you just passed the final test. Closing thoughts, part 2, finale. Desire isn't logical. Attraction isn't verbal. And seduction, it's not something you do, it's something you understand. These phrases aren't scripts, they're signals, invitations. Disguised doors into a side of her most men will never be allowed to see. The Stoic man reads these phrases like Braille. He doesn't need bright lights or dramatic confessions. He listens, he notices. And he leads not with bravado, but with centeredness. Because women don't want a man who pushes. They want a man who feels the undercurrent and steers the ship calmly through it. Stay sharp, stay silent.